up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek and a bit more Star Trek news, but it's not about Star Trek Picard at this time, it's about Star Trek Enterprise. Star Trek Enterprise's Connor Trinneer gave conflicting responses to his thoughts on Trip's shocking death. Trip, Charles Tucker III's, that was the name of his character in Star Trek Enterprise. So let's have a read of that. Here we go, this is from looper.com. As usual, links in the description. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell, and all that cool stuff. It's all over there on the on your right hand side of the screen, to the left of me, on the right of the screen. Right, so there we go. There's Connor Trinneer. By the way, he and Dominic Keating do a very entertaining podcast thing on YouTube called The Shuttle Pod Show, where they have a lot of Star Trek guests on. It's obviously Star Trek is still very near and dear to their hearts. Connor's the laid back one. Dominic's a bit more vocal and active, and he sometimes gets people a bit angry because he seems to interrupt people a lot. But he's just interested in what they've got to say, and is a conversationalist, is Dominic. Anyway, right, the Star Trek Enterprise series finale, entitled These Are the Voyagers, is almost universally hated by fans, and I were one of them, but I've watched it more recently, and it's not that bad. I quite enjoyed it, to be honest. In the episode, which is framed as Commander Riker, Jonathan Frakes from the Star Trek The Next Generation, watching the events unfold on the holodeck, during the time of the season 6, I think it's season 6 episode, the Pegasus, during that time. So Jonathan Frakes is holding in his gut a lot. The Enterprise NX-01 is on its way to a historic summit in which the United Federation of Planets is to be officially founded. However, the crew's frenemy Shran shows up, and Captain Arch at Shran, played by the Andorian, played by the great Jeffrey Combs. Is it Combs or Combs? I've heard people say Combs. I always pronounced it Combs. And Archer, Scott Bakula and company divert from their mission to do Shran a favour. But when kidnappers board the Enterprise, Commander Charles Trip Tucker III, Connor Trinneer, by the way, the nickname Trip comes from he's the third, triple, that's where it comes from. Connor Trinneer sacrifices himself to save Archie in one of the least perilous situations the crew has ever gotten themselves into. I suppose it could be argued you can die from anything, can't you? It doesn't have to be super amazingly dangerous. But I always thought maybe it was one of Trip's clones, because they cloned him in one episode, didn't they? So it could have been a Trip clone that got killed. It wasn't. These Are the Voyagers has made a lot of all-time worst Star Trek episode lists, including fandoms, and it topped the fan-created rundown at CNET. Fans continue to discuss how terrible the episode was to this day, as evidenced by a 2022 thread in the Reddit Star Trek subreddit, in which Pipoken said, "I can't see the point of getting Trip killed off in such a rushed way during a very low-stakes side mission." He's got a point. Other fans generally agreed, with Shep 1982 saying Trip's death pissed me off more than anything else Star Trek ever did. They didn't need to kill him off, did they? Could have just been injured. Trinneer seemed to disagree with fans in a 2020 interview, but said something entirely different in the early aughts. That's from the scene where he gets all burned, look. In a 2020 interview with Trek Movie, Connor Trinneer was asked if he agrees with fan criticisms of the Star Trek Enterprise finale, and the actor insisted he was happy with Trip's death. Personally, quote, "Personally, I liked the way I was able to conclude Trip with his untimely demise," Trinneer said. "As an actor, that was satisfying to me. I've always felt that way." So it would seem that he disagrees with the many fans who were disappointed with how Trip died, or at least he disagreed with them in 2020. But Trinneer's claim about feeling satisfied with the finale doesn't hold up. According to a 2005 Trek Today article, the actor had some choice words about the finale during DragonCon Q&A, noting that he and the cast were disappointed in the decision to kill Trip. His chief complaint centred on the cameo appearances by Frakes and Marina Sirtis from Star Trek The Next Generation, which led him to feel like someone else got to end Enterprise for them. Trinneer said he was so distraught over the finale that he didn't attend the series' wrap party, and neither did most of the show's cast. Speaking about Tripp's death in the finale, Trinneer said, "I've gotten out of much worse scrapes than that. It's certainly true, there are many situations far more dangerous than the one Tripp sacrificed himself for. And he had every reason to believe he would survive that particular predicament. Killing him off seems to have just been unnecessary." And yes, I agree, it was. But the episode itself isn't as bad as people make out. And I do like the ending, where it shows all the Enterprises, and ending with the Star Trek intro monologue. These are the Voyagers. It does have a nice ending that way, but it's not. It could have ended better. They could have done a better ending, and Tripp didn't have to die. Nobody had to die, really, but never mind. So there you go. So in 2005, he didn't like it. 2020, obviously it's 15 years later, he's thought more of it. 2005 were when Enterprise were cancelled, wasn't it? So it was obviously still a bit sore for the cast. They'd all just lost their jobs. They thought they were working for 7 years, guaranteed. They got cancelled after 4 seasons. Thanks, Les Moonves, arsehole. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. And in 2020, he's come to terms with it, and thought, what the heck? Because he's more laid back these days. Right, so we'll leave it there, a quickie. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are in the universe. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll see you there.